be watching. Don't screw up.
David Cross.
Food like a banger in the mouth. Oh, right, I forgot. Here in the States, you call it a sausage in the mouth.
Comedian David Cross is known today for his groundbreaking work with the maverick mid-90s comedy program, Mr. Show with Bob and David.
Ryan Dawn, actor, toucher of souls, is going to write a novel and direct it.
However, Cross's unique and uncompromising style of comedy did not always do him favors, like the time he auditioned for a spot on Saturday Night Live. Cross took a chance bringing his Boston-based group, Cross Comedy, to New York City in the years prior to Mr. Show's breakout success. It apparently didn't go down well with SNL brass, as Cross Comedy was soundly rejected and sent packing back to Boston.
Could somebody answer me? Jesus, talk to me.
Yeah, it's fine.
No!
Paul Reubens. We'll be discussing the disastrous 6th season of SNL, also known as Saturday Night Live 80, a few times during this list. It was a year that saw producer Lorne Michaels exiting the show due to burnout, taking with him the entire cast and most of the writing staff. New cast members were needed as a result of the exodus, with one of the potential comedians being a young Paul Reubens. The future Pee Wee Herman was passed over in favor of Gilbert Gottfried, however, and he used his feelings of bitterness to create what would go on to become the classic kids' TV program, Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Everybody got a present but me.
Kel Mitchell.
I am reporting your name to the manager.
The manager already knows my name.
Kenan Thompson's tenure with SNL has been well documented at this point, having been a popular fixture on the show since debuting as a featured player in 2003. Thompson wasn't the only Nickelodeon star to try his luck getting onto the SNL stage, however, as the comedian's former co-star on All That, Kel Mitchell, also auditioned.
You named the boy Melvin. Then wonder why he's getting hassled at school. Here's a clue. You named the boy Melvin. What's wrong with you?
Unfortunately, despite tons of positive fan reception to Mitchell's work on Good Burger and Kenan and Kel, it was only Thompson who nabbed an open spot. However, Jimmy Fallon would reunite the two years later.
Yeah, why don't you give me one of them good shakes while you're at it?
Oh, you want a good shake? I'll give you a good shake. Oh, I'll give you one. A shake, a shake, 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 hey!
John Goodman.
See how low drugs have made you sink?
Although you might be forgiven for thinking John Goodman was an SNL cast member, given the numerous times he's been on the show as a host, the former Roseanne star was actually rejected when he auditioned for Saturday Night Live 80. Yep, that infamous 6th season we mentioned earlier rears its head yet again, as it was eventually revealed that Goodman was passed over during the audition process in favor of Joe Piscopo. Don't feel too bad for John though. We hear he ended up doing just fine.
Saturday, Donnie, is Shabbos, the Jewish day of rest. That means I don't work, I don't drive a car, I don't fucking ride in a car, I don't handle money, I don't turn on the oven, and I sure as shit don't fucking roll!
Zach Galifianakis.
I sometimes have a speech impediment, which is... it's a hard word to say if you have one.
Sometimes the closing of one door results in the opening of another. Case in point, Zach Galifianakis auditioned for Saturday Night Live back in 1999, but sadly didn't get the part.
We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have.
He apparently left a positive impression on the SNL brass, however, and it was one good enough to land him a job writing for a number of episodes. Plus, a post-fame Galifianakis ended up returning to the SNL stage years later as a guest host, scoring a Primetime Emmy nomination and bringing the whole experience full circle.
I went to my high school reunion not too long ago, and it was very weird because I was homeschooled.
Aubrey Plaza.
Hey, Alice. That was not your fault, okay?
Hey, did you hear the one about the intern who worked really hard and eventually managed to land a gig with Saturday Night Live? No? Then maybe you can relate to the experience of actress Aubrey Plaza, who tried to go this route when working behind the scenes at SNL in 2005.
They say that you were escorted away from the Page program.
That is not
by
true.
security.
Plaza auditioned for a spot on the main cast 3 years later, but was passed over. Thankfully, it was only a year later that she found a home playing April Ludgate on the NBC hit Parks and Recreation.
Women should do everything. Check out my 4-color pen. Hey, everybody, listen up while I talk about some really, really important stuff. Parks, Michelle Obama, Parks.
Stephen Colbert.
Now, what time? Now, because I am a transformational historical figure, that is, I have been on TV.
This comedy giant may be famous today as the big shot host behind both The Colbert Report and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. But everyone starts somewhere. For Colbert, that somewhere was the stand-up stage, though he eventually dreamed of making it to Saturday Night Live. Colbert even caught the eye of SNL writer Robert Smigel while performing comedy in Chicago, an experience that led Colbert to nab an audition for the show in 1992. Although Colbert wasn't hired for the job, he did end up voicing half of Smigel's ambiguously gay duo, and would later find work on The Dana Carvey Show and The Daily Show, before becoming the comedian we all know and love today.
Don't you know I've been trying for a year to get you to say my name?
Louis C.K.
You know, I've been married for 10 years. I'm sorry if I'm not the Fonz all over the place.
Louis C.K. also spent time alongside Stephen Colbert writing for the short-lived Dana Carvey Show in 1996, a job for which he was well prepared, given the similar gig offered to him after he flubbed a 1993 SNL audition. CK was approached by Robert Smigel to write for Late Night with Conan O'Brien after SNL brass didn't pick the comedian out from his peers for a job.
They looked up a camp quickly in the phone book, didn't look into it, and just sent you there.
That's an absolute true story. Camp for retarded kids.
True story.
Although, to be fair, some of the other comedians auditioning that day included Sarah Silverman, Jay Moore, and Dave Attell. So at least CK was in some pretty good company.
First I have to decide, do I really want to be alive anymore? Like, let's start with that.
Before we name our #1 comedian, here are some honorable mentions.
Oh, bang, bang. Shit.
Problem?
Did you feel that? No, ain't no problem. It's just...
Got it?
I do that thing like, you know, they do that.
Please, Rachel, I am not an idiot.
No, wait, TV.
We could not talk or talk forever and still find things to not talk about.
Jim Carrey.
Hey, guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
It may seem absolutely ludicrous that someone with the comedic talent of Jim Carrey would be passed over for what is essentially the Great American Comedy Show. But that's exactly what happened back in, you guessed it, 1980, when producer Gene Dumanian nixed Carrey's hiring. Dumanian, then replacing Lorne Michaels, ended up going with Charles Rocket, perhaps because she was focusing on the Weekend Update segment and didn't think Carrey could make the cut. Although he was rejected more than once, Carrey went on to great success on the competing sketch show In Living Color, and eventually found his way onto the SNL stage for a little vindication, guest hosting a number of times in the years after his success.